Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to tonight's live video. And boy, we're gonna have a show tonight. Carnival just dropped a big old stinky bombshell on us all today, and yeah, we're gonna be spending probably quite a bit of time doing a dive into what Carnival has shared with everybody today as far as their new loyalty program. We're going to give everybody a chance to get in, hop in, get all the hellos going.
Andres here says hello everyone. Bob's here. Good evening. Attila, hey y'all. Just Cody, I made it. I hope everyone is doing great. Andre said, I heard you can buy the drink packages on FlexPay or Affirm. How true is this?
I actually do not know the answer to that. I know you could do your cruise through it, but honestly, wouldn't surprise me.
Nellie says, hey family. Attila says, AKA Blue Card Forever show.
No, you can't even be the Blue Card Forever show. Blue Card, it's gone away. Or it's going to be going away. You don't even get to be Blue Card anymore.
Connie's here. Ahoy, mateys.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack on that, and they went a complete different direction, honestly, than what I thought they were going to do. We talked about they were going to add tiers, help, spread out the diamonds and platinums, being top heavy like that. And well, I mean, I guess they figured out a way to do it. They just said you won't be diamond or platinum if you don't give us money. You pay for your tier levels now, but yeah, they went a complete different direction than I ever thought that they would.
Ray's here. Hi, good evening. Bob says, from what I've read in posts, there are a lot of PO'd people.
I've been reading that too.
Attila says, laugh out loud. Yeah, I know. Red card then. Ha ha. Nelly, it's funny you don't sail, you drop in status.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that you drop in status if you don't sell it. And I'll show you guys. You actually, no matter what status you are, you start over every 2 years. So you can get all the way to diamond and still have to start over essentially every 2 years and work your way to diamond again. It's never permanent.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll look like it is on paper if you cruise and cruise and cruise and you're always accumulating those points. But yeah, you lose your status every 2 years.
Nelly said, I will say Rick may disagree. I see all other lines doing this too, or some form of it. And then Sheikah's here. Hello, everyone.
Welcome. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. As much as I don't like it, and I think Carnival's going to piss off a lot of people because now I've sailed with your cruise line for 20 plus years. I've been on all these cruises. It honestly means nothing. Not to Carnival anyway. Now it's all about how much money you spend from a business standpoint. Well, they're in the business of making money, and I don't know. I'm trying to look at both sides of it. And of course, if you cruise and don't care about loyalty level, this won't affect you at all.
Yeah.
If you just cruise for cruising will still be cruising. Just your perks could be a little bit different, especially if you're used to having platinum and diamond perks, but you don't cruise all that often. If you're one of those people that cruises once a year and you're diamond because you've been doing it for 20 years, you're fixing to not be diamond in 6 more years. So
Andre says 49 days until I sail on the breeze.
Yeah, we are 59 days from Harmony of the Seas.
Yeah.
Posted that today too.
Bob says, being loyal to Royal, many have said they will move to Royal, which means no chance of prices dropping.
Unless you want to cruise Carnival. Everybody claims, but they always claim that for everything. It could be political. I'm leaving this country. They're still here. What if a bunch of people really did jump ship from Carnival? Their prices would go down.
Yeah. James is here. Hello, Chris and Tiffany and all High Seas cruisers from a very stormy Cincinnati. Send it our way. Margaret says, hey everyone, Allure of the Seas out of Galveston in April. I need a recommendation for hotel in Galveston for one night and best transport from Hobby Airport, private shuttle or Uber. James actually
knows a good shuttle company to use.
Shuttle company, and
there's lots of good places to stay in Galveston. Yeah. Depends if you want ocean view or if you want to be closer to the port, honestly. But a lot of times we just stay over on
the seawall.
On the seawall side.
Do you have until June of 2026 to move up the old way and to where it will grandfather you in then? For how many?
Yes. So program runs as normal until June 1st of 2026. If you're gold or platinum, you'll be grandfathered for 2 years. If you're diamond, you'll be grandfathered for 6 years. And to think about that.
Ray says, I think Carnival is testing the water with the tier status, and other lines will do the same.
Distinct possibility.
Attila says, they may be announcing deals with Vegas casinos like Royal does to get points faster.
Well, casino points definitely count. Mm-hmm. You were a gambler, play in the casino, and you rack up those points. They do count towards your status. So
Nellie says all cruise lines will end up doing the Carnival loyalty model. The Diamond and Diamond Plus on Royal are crowded now. It was weird. They even mentioned the Carnival credit card.
Yeah, that particular part of it really strikes me as a money grab. There's got to be some kind of Carnival's getting a taste of that somehow, because boy, they sure said, and if you get our Carnival credit card, look how much faster you get. You get these points. Stuff you buy at home, not on a cruise, all counts towards your points.
Yeah.
Carnival's getting a serious kickback from that.
Sheikah says, to be honest, I am very disappointed. Nellie at Margaret, I will be April 12th on Allure. Andre says, everything that I have read so far has said nothing good about the new rewards program. Carnival is about to lose a lot of business. I think so, maybe. Attila says, MGM and others getting the casino points will help you advance faster in levels.
Yeah, a lot of them have I think it's Royal's got one going on with MGM right now too.
Margaret at Nellie, I'm on the one right before April 5th.
And yes, it is the Barclays card. It's going to change its name to the Carnival Rewards card, still through Barclays though. That's the card.
Attila says, only have one Carnival cruise left before 2026, so not a chance for me to go up in status.
Oh, us either. We're headed downhill.
Yeah, we're going to be that red card.
Yeah, we're fixing to be red card cruisers.
Yeah.
By the time this is all said and done.
Carolyn's here. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Chris, for the double show today.
Yeah, a lot of stuff came out. I want to make sure we were getting a bunch of that stuff out. And like I said, I've had a chance to dive into a little bit more. So since we're already on the subject, we'll go ahead and hop in here and let's take a look here. So for anybody, oops, not that. There we go. All right. So for anybody that did miss it earlier, of course, this is the new, well, not new, but the current going to be the status levels for Carnival. Notice blue card is missing because they said starting June 1st, that one will be going away. Everybody will sign up and be a red card. Gold, you need 10,000 stars. Platinum, 50,000 stars, and diamond, 100,000 stars in order to get those loyalty levels. So this is going to be what it's going to look like starting June 1st of 2026 for anybody that didn't happen to see that. Now, if you go over onto Carnival's website and you look under Carnival Rewards, they actually got a bunch of information over there about that. And let's see, there we go. And this is what basically what they're saying is that now in order to earn points and you also earn stars the same way, is by spending more money. So purchasing shore excursions, purchasing drinks, onboard shopping, specialty dining, spa, onboard activities, basically anything you can spend money on the cruise ship, including the cruise fare, all goes towards your points and your star levels. And it's 3 points for every dollar spent. So in order to reach the 100,000.
Now the points are different than the stars, though, right?
The points are used for something different, but they are accrued the same way.
Okay.
So stars is for your loyalty level. Points is you can use for different things on board the ship, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But they're accrued the same way. It's all about how much money you spent. So obviously, a person that has an inside cabin versus a person that has a balcony cabin, the balcony cabin is going to get more stars. They're going to get more points for their cruise fare. Person that buys a drink package versus person that doesn't, going to get more points. You gamble in the casino, you go to the spa, you book shore excursions. Through the cruise line, you go to specialty dining. All get you more points.
You got to go way up.
Did we miss a whole bunch?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Right.
There.
Yeah. Nellie says, I actually believe with MSC going to more ports, people will move cruise lines. Shika says, at Margaret, I will send you the info on who we used last year. Connie says, MSC still has the loyalty match. This is from their website.
Yes, they absolutely do. You got to go over to MSC. You got to fill out the little extra paperwork over there to get it matched, but they sure will.
She put on there, are you a loyalty member of another cruise line, hotel, or tour operator? If so, it's time to discover our MSC Cruise Status Match program, which makes it easy to bring your earned benefits from another loyalty program with you and instantly enjoy comparable or even greater privileges on your future MSC cruise sailings. So There you go. James says, Margaret, I use Galveston Express round trip from Bush International to Galveston and back to the airport. Very good service. And they served hobby too. They do have private services. Nellie said, Chris with CNN, Fox News, and NBC today with his special reports. Love it.
Thank you.
Just Cody, do you think there is any chance they would stop that new model, like if enough people was mad or anything like that?
To be 100% honest, no. I think that they are going to. I think it's a lot of things. I think right now, today, a bunch of people saying, I'm going to another cruise line. I'm quitting. I'm leaving. I'm not going to. And there probably will be some that go. I think a whole lot are going to stay. I think it's just like like I said, you look outside of cruising, how many times people say they're going to do this because of this, and they never do it. It's an empty threat. And a lot of people make that these days. I think the cruise line's betting that it's an empty threat.
Mm-hmm. Just Cody says, I'm personally not into it. I think I'm better off the old way, even with a Carnival credit card. Nellie says, purchase a worthless $400 massage to get stars. Jim Benbrook, welcome. I've cruised with Carnival for 30 years. My first cruise was on the original Jubilee. I've never cruised with another cruise line until today. For me, loyalty works both ways.
And that statement right there, and cruisers like you are going to be the ones that legitimately should be the most pissed off. To say, I've been cruising with you guys for 30 years, and maybe you only cruise once every year, once every other year, but that's still 30 years of business he's only given to Carnival Cruise Lines. And now if you don't cruise enough to make those stars, you start over every time. Mm-hmm. You're essentially a new cruiser to them.
Nellie says
that's not loyalty.
No. Nellie said, that's right, Jim. They are just asking for money at this point. Carolyn says, is this loyalty change different from the way other cruise companies do it?
The resetting, and I'll show you guys, I got more stuff to show you guys. The way they're kind of running the program every 2 years, I think, is what's different. You can't not, all the other cruise lines, you can build your loyalty level. And once you're, diamond platinum, let's say on Royal Caribbean, you're diamond and platinum on Royal Caribbean, like it is right now on Carnival. But with the new plan, you've got to pay to maintain.
Yeah. James says, never use a hotel as I always stay at an Airbnb. Carolyn, does Princess match the points from Carnival?
No, they do not. Carnival has said multiple times, while they are all like Princess, Holland, and all them fall under the Carnival Corporation umbrella, they are all considered separate companies with separate loyalty programs, and there is no status match amongst Carnival brands.
Attila says, what about purchasing jewelry at Diamonds International or something on board in the Effie shop? I bet there's point deals there.
There is points for onboard shopping.
Nelly, Attila, there would have to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mika says, I don't like that you have 2 years to earn a certain amount of stars or else.
Yeah. And the fact that they reset every 2 years. So you can earn enough stars to be platinum. Then you spend your 2 years as platinum or diamond. And then if you haven't earned it again, you have to earn it every single time, every 2 years in order to stay there. It's a continuous thing. You constantly have to be earning.
Mm-hmm. Frankie says, we turn diamond soon, so I'm not sure. Nellie said, my friend gambled on Jubilee. He accrued 50,000 points, so he will just jump way ahead of this program.
Mm-hmm.
Sheikah, I need about 25 points to become diamond. Should book some cruises before June 26th. Then I sit as diamond for 6 years without giving them all my money.
Yeah, because you'll have till 2032 if you're diamond before June 1st.
Attila said, to be brutal about it, Carnival just said they don't care about those who have been loyal 20, 30, 40 years or more. They just don't care. They want spending people.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Margaret says, I am loyal to Royal, and it's not because of the loyalty. If they change the programs for the worse, I would still cruise with them because I love their ship's product.
Yeah, we're big fans of Royal Caribbean as well. And to us, for us, the loyalty program is something that just we keep getting because we like to cruise there. We're not cruising for the loyalty program. But we also don't have 20, 30 years invested in a cruise line. Mm-hmm. And we've been hopping cruise lines since we started. Mm-hmm.
Bob said, we have avoided going on another cruise line because of our status on Royal. If they were to change to something like this, there would not be a reason to stay with them. Nellie said, Margaret, that's what I think Carnival is banking on, sailing Carnival, because people love the fun ships.
And that is very, very true as well. All right. So we looked at how to earn. All right. Now we're going to take a quick look here at some of the different questions and answers and stuff that are specific to the new program. So they did say, we already talked a little bit about it. What categories of spend can I earn points in Carnival rewards, and what can I redeem those points on? Kind of gives you an idea that you'll be able to earn points through a variety of purchases made through Carnival. Points can be earned towards cruise fare, gratuities, transfers, Carnival vacation, protection, pre-cruise and onboard purchases. Points that have been earned can also be used to pay for purchases in those same categories. Guests will also earn points based on the number of points they earn in the casino. Now, one thing I have not seen yet is what is the value of the points going to be for the service. So, you can use it for, say, buying a drink on board the ship, but how many points is it going to cost you to buy that drink? Is it going to be 10 points or is it going to be 5,000 points? You need 10,000 points in order to get a can of Coke. They haven't given the point breakdown to how many points you actually have to use them. So that's one thing we don't really know yet. All right. So the difference is what are status qualifying stars? What are stars for now and how do I earn them? So guests will also be able to earn status qualifying stars on all the same purchases that qualify to earn Carnival reward points. Stars can be earned to spend towards cruise fare, gratuities, transfers, Carnival protection, pre-cruise, onboard purchases, as well as on the number of points earned in the casino. Status qualifying stars, as the name suggests, are the counter used to track your progress towards status and Carnival rewards. Status that's earned in a 2-year window would be kept for 2 more years at the end of the earning period. Stars, unlike points, will be earned over a 2-year period and will be reset at the end of the 2-year period. So at the end of that 2-year period, you need 100,000 for diamond. You could be at 999,999, right? Need one more point, and the next day your counter will reset to 0. So they reset every 2 years. And the big question here, by eliminating lifetime status for guests, won't some guests feel like you're taking away something that they've worked hard to obtain? Some very well might, but the program is designed to allow guests to maintain their status if they choose and gives more opportunities to earn a status and rewards. It will, however, be tied to spending activity consistent with loyalty reward programs across the travel sector. We recognize that change can be difficult, but the current program based on cruise frequency makes it difficult to properly recognize our loyal guests. All right, so that's a whole bunch right there on that page right there. So there's a difference between points and stars. Stars are for your loyalty level. You accumulate them for 2 years during what's called the earn section. So 2 years you're earning points. Then the next 2 years you get to enjoy that status. But while you're enjoying that status during the enjoyment period, right behind it, happening at the same time, is the next earn period. So every 2 years, your loyalty points reset. So you could be 1 point away from reaching that next level. But if it's the last day of that 2 years, the next day your points will go back to 0. They do not roll over, which means it's all tied to spending. How much are you going to spend every 2 years? Yeah. And there's a pretty interesting little calculator over on Carnival's website right now where you can calculate. And if you go in and say, well, I cruise once a year based on a 7-night cruise, kind of pick the things you do during your cruise. You go to the spa, you go to specialty dining, or you're going to buy some drinks, you're going to play in the casino. I ran the numbers for just your average cruiser, which I think is us. And it said you will never be above gold level for the rest of your life. So, oh, I got to see where you left off.
Scroll down.
Right there.
James, I've been loyal to NCL and feel the same about them, but might change my time after my August 16th cruise on Harmony of the Seas. Nellie said, James, and after we sell Harmony will go to dry dock and get way better.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I don't know if you saw that, but they've Royal really said they're amplifying 3 of their cruise ships. Harmony of the Seas, after we sail on her, Liberty of the Seas, and Ovation of the Seas. They're getting reamped and redone.
Sheikah said, I love Carnival and continue cruising with them. I am just not going to spend money on things I don't need or want just to move up.
Exactly. That's how we feel too.
Nellie said, but if you use the stars to purchase something, do you lose the progress or does it accumulate? So you don't use the stars to purchase, you use the points.
It was worded. Yeah. Points can accumulate for purchase. Stars reset, which is your loyalty status every 2 years.
Chica, I will continue cruising with Carnival. However, we read that.
Oh, yeah. Should be right there.
Yeah, James. Yes, I heard that Nellie. Plus, there will be other ships to check out too. Chris has said, I will love sailing RCO.
I think you will. I think you're gonna have a great time next month. 2 months, month and a half. Wherever we are in this world, I don't know what that date is.
Margaret said, I don't understand why they don't status match with Princess, etc. Royal status matches with Celebrity and Silver Seas now. It's great and certainly makes me want to cruise even more.
It makes sense. I don't really know what Carnival's reasoning behind it is, other than they said they're not going to do it, that they're different companies.
Attila says, get rid of faster to the fun then too, or charge $600 for that too.
Oh, no. We'll get to that too, because just because you lose your loyalty status, if you still want that early embarkation, they're going to be there to sell you faster to the fun. They mentioned that. They actually mentioned that. Carnival thought about that. They're willing to charge you to get you on that ship.
There's your $600.
Yeah.
Nellie said, at least Liberty will come back to Galveston with a makeover.
Yeah, she'll be amped before she returns.
Carolyn at Sheikah, I agree with you. Sounds like they want us to purchase everything from them and not private parties. JB Ranch is here. Sounds like the airlines and land hotels, they all reset.
And that's what Christine Duffy said earlier. This brings them on the same playing field as other travel industries, hotels, and airlines. She says the cruise lines are behind. The cruise lines are doing it wrong. Other travel industries do it the way Carnival's changing it to, and that's why Carnival's doing that. So that's kind of what they said. It's the same sort of thing. So, all right, let's keep going here and see what else we got. All right. So from the guest perspective, the VIFP club is easy to understand and seems to be working well. What's the rationale for changing from the existing program? So this is Carnival's thought process as to why they've done this. The Carnival VIFP club was launched in 2012 as an update to the previous Carnival guest recognition program, and it indeed proved very popular as guests accumulated sailing days and achieved higher tiered status. However, the rapid growth of our company, the popularity of cruising, and our growing customer base have combined to erode the recognition and rewards of the current VIFP offering. And so Carnival's going to fix that by saying, hey, give us money or you don't get that status anymore. All right. Furthermore, the way guests gain status in the VIFP club is based on sailing days, and the status qualifying levels have not changed since 2012. So every month, more and more guests are achieving top tier premium and diamond status, which is a positive as it relates to our guest loyalty, but is a challenge with regards to delivering meaningful rewards and recognition. In just the last 3 years, we have doubled the number of platinum guests, quadrupled the number of diamond guests. While we love that we have such a loyal customer base and they are cruising more often, our ships and our team cannot offer special recognition when so many people on board are categorized as top tier guests. On a typical ship, anywhere from a quarter to a third of the guests are platinum and diamond. On our popular Carnival Journeys cruise, for example, we can no longer offer priority boarding and early stateroom access because essentially the entire manifest is populated with top tier guests. As this adage goes, when everyone is special, no one feels special. All right, so while we announce the coming Carnival rewards change in June 2025, guests will continue to earn status in the existing program through May 31st of 2026 for cruises that have been completed by that date. So not booked, completed, and will carry over and retain their earned status in Carnival rewards on June 1st, 2026, based on the following schedule. So diamond guests will keep their diamond status for 6 years in the updated Carnival Rewards program until May 31st of 2032, and then after that period can retain their diamond status based on the Carnival Rewards cruise activity, cruise spend, and credit card activity if they choose to have the Carnival Rewards MasterCard by Barclays. All other guests will keep their status for 2 years through May 31st of 2028 unless their cruise activity, cruise spend, and credit card activity, if they choose to have one, qualifies them for a higher status earlier. In general, as we roll out Carnival Rewards, there will be a fixed 2-year window starting June 1st, 2026, next one on June 1st, 2028, and then June 1st, 2030, and so on for earning status, which will be honored for the next 2 years, with the exception of the one-time 6-year window for diamond guests. All right, that was quite a bit of mouthful. But that is Carnival's reasoning for why they've changed the program. Too many platinums, too many diamonds. So this is what we're going to switch it to. Do I need to go up again?
Carolyn says status goes to Royal. I can't afford Silver Sea. Nellie says celebrity, not Carnival, Carolyn. At Carolyn, no Royal is status matching among its brands, which here in the States are Royal, Celebrity, and Silver Sea. They don't match status with Carnival. Texas Cruisers here just walked in the door. Bad wreck on the freeway. And he said, well, I wonder what the Carnival loyal think.
Good guy. Go over to Facebook, find any one of the posts about the new loyalty program, and read the comments below it. You're going to get a real good, fast idea of what some people think. It has not been pleasant.
No.
The comments have not been pleasant. Some of the comments on our 2 videos today have not been pleasant. Not at us, but at Carnival and their new loyalty program. Yeah, so that's, Carnival's reasoning for why they are doing what they're doing, but they're not done with it yet. They still got more fun stuff coming.
Sheikah says at Carolyn, I do cruise other lines and enjoy doing so. Now I can start climbing the ladder on other lines. Nellie, Rick, the Carnival loyal think how you would think if RC did something like that.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look here at the next one. All right, so here's some more questions and some more answers. If I'm a platinum or diamond guest who has worked hard to achieve status and I qualify for valuable perks like priority boarding and early stateroom access, how am I supposed to like this change? I wonder what Carnival says to that. It says we are honoring diamond status for 6 years until 2032. And all other guests, including platinum guests, will have their existing status honored for 2 years, giving ample time to maintain platinum status and move to diamond for those that wish to do so. In addition, in Carnival Rewards, diamond and platinum guests will continue to enjoy some of their most valued benefits, including priority embark and debark when available. Not all cruises offer priority boarding, especially on itineraries heavy booked with top-tier guests like Carnival Journey Cruises, and in the future, as guests earn points in Carnival Rewards, they will be able to use their points towards their cruise fare or to purchase experiences of value to them, including faster to the fun, priority boarding, if their status no longer qualifies them for that benefit. So if you lose your diamond and your platinum and priority boarding is super important to you because you don't cruise or pay enough money, don't worry, Carnival has that option available for purchase. You can purchase your perks. There you go. That's the solution. Don't worry, you can still buy it.
Yeah.
All right. Carnival cruisers are very loyal and they love collecting the pins and other logo gifts that have been traditionally offered. And they also are very proud of achieving various milestones like their 50th cruise. How will these changes impact the VIFP Club features? All right, we still plan to recognize milestone moments in a newly revamped milestone program. We will keep the cherished Platinum Diamond ship-specific pin in the new program, but other means of recognition may change. Even though even the club gift and gold pin will go away, there will be plenty of Carnival branded items on board for sale that our guests can use their points for converting them into onboard credits. All right. So if you want your loyalty perks but can't cruise enough to keep it, don't worry, you can buy it. You like loyalty gifts that have Carnival logos on them? Don't worry. We have them in the shops. You can buy them. That seems to be their answer for a lot of things. You want to be diamond, you can buy that. If you want to get on early, you can buy that. If you want something logoed, you can buy that. Is there a theme? I'm sensing a theme.
I think it was Bob that said from comments, Rick, we will see plenty moving to Royal. Nellie, Bob, I really feel like they will move to MSC, same price point. James says, Nellie, I have seen a few comments about people saying they will check out MSC and RCL.
I've seen those too. And thank you guys for reminding everybody to please hit that like button as we talk about this glorious subject of Carnival Rewards. Can't call it a Carnival Loyalty Program anymore. That's the Carnival Reward Program.
Carolyn at Chica, I will be a diamond after our Panama transit cruise in October. It is the free laundry I want. I hate that there is a segregation, especially when a few brag about their status.
Can you imagine how it's going to be now, though? Because now it's not about how long you've cruised, it's about how much you spend on your cruise in 2 years. So now when they say, I am platinum, I am diamond, they will really, really be looking down their nose like you are a much lower tiered passenger than they are. Because they're, now it's really going to be about, obviously, I give more to the company than you. I am more important than you. I should be treated way better than you. And they're going to flaunt it. Now they're really going to, for all those people that said the diamond and platinum is always wear their sign and sale around their neck to show it to others, now it's going to be a thing.
Margaret says, wow, so now you have to use points to purchase status gifts. I don't even cruise Carnival, and I'm mad.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. I just bring it up because, right now, if you're diamond, you get priority embarkation, priority disembarkation, platinum and diamond. But if you don't cruise enough to keep that status every 2 years going forward in the future, Carnival lets you know you can purchase it. We have it available. You can still do it. You just have to pay us for it. It's no longer something we give to you. Your 30 years of cruising with Carnival doesn't earn you this, but it gives you the option to buy it.
Bob said, I would agree, Nellie, but most comments said they would go to Royal. Attila says, money, money, money. Nellie says, no, Bob, we don't need nor want. Sheikah at Margaret, thank you. Just Cody, if you want to be the fill in the blank, you can buy it. Carolyn said, exactly, Chris, with a bunch of dollar signs. Just Cody said, money, money. James said, Chris, you are 100% correct. Money, money, money.
Yeah, and maybe Carnival executives were sitting behind the doors and they wrote all this out and they said to them, this is going to be so good for cruisers. This is going to help them. This is going to solve all of our problems. But boy, that's not how it looks on paper. I like how they say, well, right now, Journey's cruises are so full of diamonds and platinums that we can't offer priority embarkation. We can't make them feel special. So now if they can't keep that status and they have to drop down to red, we'll have fewer platinums and diamonds on board. But if you still want that, you can still buy it. So what changed?
How are you making them feel special? Margaret said, it's ridiculous. We have a lot of fun over here at Royal. Everyone is welcome to come on over. Margaret said, they're solving problems by creating new ones. Don't think so.
I don't know. It would be really great if we could have like a real interview. I'd even do a real interview with somebody over at Carnival who would give us real answers. Not the propaganda, not the stuff that goes on Facebook, none of that stuff. Just the real information. What made you guys think this was a good idea?
Yeah.
How do you think this was really benefiting cruisers? What do you say to your loyal 20, 30-year cruisers? Where's those answers?
Sheikah said they need to pay for Celebration Key.
Where you cannot use your drink package.
Yeah. James said August 16th, Margaret, will be my first RCL cruise. We'll see about all the fun.
All right. So we got one more good one here for you guys. All right. So here's the last one is, can Carnival explain in more detail how guests will qualify for status in Carnival Rewards? So this is exactly how you're going to qualify according to Carnival. When Carnival Rewards launches in June 1st, 2026, we already talked about this through the 2, okay? But guests will maintain their status based on their VIFP club status as of sailings that returned by May 31st, 2026 for a 2-year, for a 2-year period through May 31st, 2028, with the exception of Diamond, who hold it for 6 years. All right, putting aside how existing guests in our club program will start off when Carnival launches. Guests have 2 years to earn status by collecting status qualifying stars. And once a status level is achieved, It will be valid for at least 2 full calendar years. The first 2-year qualifying period will begin on June 1st, 2026 and end on May 31st of 2028. The number of qualifying stars as a guest earns by the end of that qualifying period will determine what status they have in the subsequent 2-year enjoyment period running from June 1st, 2028 through May 31st of 2030. And in fact, if a guest reaches the required number of stars for a given tier, they do not need to wait for the next enjoyment period to begin enjoying that status. For example, if a gold guest earns enough stars to reach platinum in the middle of the first 2-year period, i.e., June 2027, they will be upgraded to the platinum status and get to enjoy it for the remainder of the qualifying period and then the full subsequent 2-year enjoyment period through May 31st of 2030 for a total of 3 years. However, once June 1st, 2028 rolls around and their status qualifying stars will reset to 0, and their activity during the subsequent 2-year qualifying period through May 31st of 2030 will then determine what status they will enjoy starting in the enjoyment period in June of 2030. The approach is very similar to how airlines award their frequent flyer status, and where they have 1 year to qualify for status and then 1 year to enjoy it. Carnival Rewards will give guests 2 years to qualify and then 2 years to enjoy it, and even up to 4 years, depending on how fast they earn that status in the qualifying period. All right, so that is what I was talking about, that every 2 years you start all over again. So you can reach diamond in 2 years and then the next day be red card again and have to re-earn it.
Texas Cruiser said, I was really expecting something closer to Royal's program. James says, good point, Sheikah. James, Rick, I have seen those comments to sound like a lot of people was thinking the same.
And I'm going to be honest, I thought Carnival was going to go a little more towards Royal Caribbean too, something like Royal Caribbean did. I thought they'd add some more tier statuses. I think they could have saved money by changing some of the perks. I think Royal does it pretty smart by their drink coupons because they don't really spend any extra money. It's already there. It's already on the ship. It's just really a matter of they say, okay, you get 5 drinks. You know what I mean? And that's it. So they don't have to produce a product, have it shipped to the ship. The stuff's already there.
Yeah.
Carnival could have done something very, very similar and gotten away with it. I think Carnival could have done away with something like Faster to the Fun. That would have, allowed a little more special feeling. Add another tier, kind of spread it. I think there was a lot Carnival could have done without alienating their long-term passengers.
Yeah.
I think going, hey, I know you've cruised with us for 30 years. We're going to give you 6 more and you're done. 6 years from now, boom, bye. You're a red card. That's going to irk some people. It really, really is, especially those that have stood by Carnival's side the entire time and said, Carnival's number one. They are my favorite. They are who they love. And they may still stick with that. This may not affect it, but at the same time, I'm just thinking of all the real diamond and platinum cruisers out there, the ones that they cruise because they love to cruise, but there's a lot of those perks that they actually use. They like the free laundry, which is still a diamond and platinum perk if you pay, if you keep your stars up. But if you cruise once a year, once every other year, you're never going to be able to get that status unless you hop on that ship and spend 10, 15 grand. Then maybe, get a suite, hit every specialty restaurant, have 5 spa treatments, gamble in the casino, take every excursion, and have the Carnival credit card. Maybe you can be platinum and diamond every time.
Yeah.
But for normal folks who are like, if I stay in this inside cabin, I can save a few bucks. You're not going to be diamond.
Carolyn said, "Look who's sleeping in Tiffany's lap. So cute." Texas Cruiser said, "Someone loves their mama." He's fooling y'all. He don't normally sit like this on me. He does it to Chris. Carolyn at Chico, wonder if they will take the free buffet next. Bob says, "I think the platinum will be the most upset."
Probably, especially if they're fixing to become diamond. If they've worked all those nights and taken all those cruises, and I mean, we've already seen a couple of people in the comments here that are a cruise away, a couple days, a week away from becoming diamond finally. And how long did it take them to get there?
Yeah.
To realize you got there and that carpet just went right out from underneath you. But we'll see how it plays out. Carnival is going to continue to get comments about this because the squeaky wheel gets all the grease. And so the people that are mad, they're angry, they're upset, and it's pissing them off, they're going to be commenting a lot. And it's going to be probably on John Heald's Facebook page for the rest of this week minimum. There's going to be people that are just going to be having a fit about this. Probably give us some good stuff for the Saturday show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the basis right there of Carnival's new rewards program. I'm sure more is going to come out. Clarifications are going to come out as we move forward here over the next couple of weeks. We'll share that with you guys as we hear any new data. But there it is. If I cared about loyalty status, I'd be mad. If we had worked specifically for a loyalty status, we'd be mad.
Yeah. Texas Cruiser says, "Donna and I never use the laundry service. Just Cody said, I'm literally turning diamond on my next cruise in August, and I'm really, really irritated about it." Shika said, "I've used the laundry on my 10-day cruises."
Yeah, and if we had that status and we were taking longer cruises, we would use the laundry service. Why take extra if one of your perks is the crew does your laundry for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Cody, how long did it take you to get where you turn diamond on your next cruise? Are you going to be able to essentially do what you've done every 2 years? I mean, it probably won't be that hard because it's not based on nights. Now it's based on the amount of money you spend. But if you are a frugal cruiser or you're cruising on a budget, because you can go and cruise on a budget and still make diamond. Now, if you cruise on a budget, you will never make diamond because you won't spend enough money. And I can tell you, that's a fact because Tiffany and I will never, ever be diamond on Carnival's new program. No. We don't cruise them that often because we spread it around and we don't go and spend a bunch of extra money that we don't need to spend.
Carolyn at Just Cody, you will get the 6-year buffet or buffer. You will get the 6-year buffer. Sorry, buffet.
Yeah, as long as you make it before next year, you're good till at least 2032. So, but that's where Carnival Cruise Lines says. Now, Tiffany got really exciting news today.
Yes.
She got really, really exciting news because while Carnival has done all it's done, Disney Cruise Line actually came in behind them and have slashed their required deposits by 50%. Normally, if you book a Disney cruise, you have to pay 20% of the cruise fare as the deposit. They've dropped that down to 10%. So Tiffany's like,
Mm-hmm.
So if you hear of any upcoming cruises that are Disney for us, now you know why.
Just Cody says, "I've been cruising Carnival for the last 15 years, and I take a lot of 5- and 7-day cruises on a budget every single cruise."
It's really going to come down to what do you care about more, loyalty or the fact that you're out cruising. If you can cruise on Carnival and just cruise because it's Carnival, you like the fun ships, you like Guy's Burgers, you like the atmosphere, the way they do things, the fun squad, and all that kind of good stuff, this isn't going to affect you at all. If that's why you cruise, you won't care. But if you've been real loyal to them for a long time, you put in your time and we're looking forward to some of those extra perks. Yeah, I get where it's going to upset those people because this is Carnival not being super loyal to those people.
JB Ranch says problem with this Carnival only has infinite number of ships. They can only hold X number of passengers. If they can afford to buy points, the issue will become worse. James says nope. Knowing Tiffany, she'd rather be loyal to Disney.
She would.
I would. Just Cody says, I will never be able to make status every 2 years. I will probably be towards the lowest. I take a lot of cruises, but I take budget-friendly cruises and plan my budget well.
Like I said, if you want to get an estimate, you can go over to Carnival Cruise Lines. They got a thing you can click in the top left that says Carnival Rewards. There's a calculator in there. You can actually get an estimate of how many stars you would earn in a year based on a 7-day cruise, and you change the numbers of how you cruise. And you can click different numbers, whether or not you use the credit card, have the credit card, and it'll actually tell you. I used it earlier, and like I said, it said Tiffany and I are at best will be Gold Cruise members, which we are now. So our loyalty status would never ever change.
Yeah. Carolyn says, "Go get him, Tiffany." Yeah, Disney. I love their ships. Me too.
So does Tiffany.
They're so magical. Texas Cruiser said, "Good move by Disney." Nellie said, "Wow, that Disney deposit expensive."
Actually, depending on the cruise you're taking, it's actually less sometimes than other cruise lines. You figure as long as your cruise is less than $5,000, a lot of cruise lines want $250 a piece, $500 for a deposit for 2 people.
Yeah.
Carnival does, Royal does. You get a $2,000, $3,000 cruise from Disney, deposit's $300. It's actually lower than most in industry wide. Their prices are higher at the other end, but the deposits are less.
Chica said, "My first Carnival cruise was in 1990, but I cruised with other lines. Otherwise, I would have been Diamond a long time ago." Just Cody said, "I will still be cruising Carnival, but I forget I do spend a lot on the casino and get a lot of casino offers too."
Now that's a whole other subject and there was a line in there and there was a catch in there as to whether or not you're going to earn status, stars, and points on anything that isn't directly out of your pocket. So if you got future cruise credit, that time doesn't count. Any onboard credit doesn't count. It said package and special offers will not count. Will that mean casino offers? Wasn't specific. If you purchase Fly to the Fun, the airline package through Carnival, that also doesn't count. No stars, no points. Wow. There were some exceptions in there. Will casino offers be an exception? Because a lot of those are, hey, you get a free room or something like that, maybe free drinks. Anything that you don't pay for out of your pocket does not count at all. With the exception of that weird Fly to the Fun, because you pay the airlines. That money doesn't directly go to Carnival. They don't care. If Carnival's not putting dollar in their pocket, it basically doesn't count.
Just Cody said, budget friendly minus the casino, of course. Carolyn at Cody, yes, I would not be able to meet the status in 2 years. I don't spend much on the ship. Bob, smart move. We do the same with Royal. James says, yeah, my first Carnival cruise will be on the group cruise and probably the only one. Nellie said, me too, Cody. My money on Royal goes to slots. Just Cody says, awesome. Thank you for the information, y'all.
All right. Now, I will say this much, James. Taking the loyalty program out of the picture altogether. We're going on an 8-night Carnival cruise, so we get past that booze cruise thing. Carnival is fun. They do have fun ships. They're fun squads. Their cruise directors are very engaging. They're very entertaining. Carnival has a lot of good, free, tasty food options on board their ship. Carnival's pretty fun. I mean, honestly, they are pretty fun. And if you are cruising purely for the love of cruising, I said this probably wouldn't bother you all that much. This isn't going to stop me from getting on a Carnival ship because we were never cared whether we ever got the diamond or platinum or not. So, and it's just us and just our opinion. So this really doesn't affect how we're going to cruise. It's not going to change how we cruise. We're still only going to buy what we want to buy. We're still only going to do what we want to do. And if it doesn't earn us points, it doesn't earn us points. You know, if we don't get loyalty stars and they move our card back to red, well, I guess we'll have some red cards to add to our collection in the future.
We'll put a gold card on top of it. We have
Take a gold marker and put a little sticky on the back of it that says I would be platinum.
Yeah.
But you know, and that's probably the best way to look at it is if you love sailing Carnival before, your experience on the sea is still going to be the same. You know.
Sheikah says that Chris, yes, they are the fun ships, and I'm older than you, but I really enjoy the fun ships. You know, I really enjoy watching the older crowd on the Carnival. They get out there and they just having the time of their life. They don't
dancing during the deck parties and the sail away parties.
Hoots about what anybody's thinking. They don't care. So
yeah, that's true. I know, James, we went on the Prima and they had a sail away party. You're going to see a sail away party on Royal Caribbean's, on Harmony of the Seas. They got nothing on a Carnival sail away party. Nothing. The deck parties on Carnival are just they're a whole new level. They're fun.
Yeah.
And so this isn't going to stop me from sailing Carnival. It's really just information, and it's going to make it's going to make some people mad. Some people aren't going to care, and believe it or not, there's going to be people out there that are happy about this. There's a group of people out there that say, I spend all this money, I should be rewarded more than those that don't. Well, they got their wish.
James says, Chris, I'm thinking I will like it too. As you know, I like to have fun. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit at the bar out there on the Lido deck and just, they play good music, all that fun stuff.
Oh, tons of good places to get a drink and people watch and just have tons of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And everything like that. So
Texas Cruiser says you can cruise inexpensively on Royal. You just have to looking around on the Royal website. I got Donna and I a Central Park View cabin for $1,900. Attila said, that's right, Chris. I'm not going to sail for loyalty status. I'm just cruising for the experience, and I'm not going to fall for the marketing spending tricks all the lines throw at us to spend more.
Yeah, and that's all it is. They're looking to, find ways to make more money, generate more money, make their stockholders happy. This is the way they're going to do it. But it is one of the nice things about cruising. A lot of people say nickel and dime, nickel and dime, nickel and dime. A lot of that stuff you don't have to do. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. Right? I mean, you don't have to have Wi-Fi. You don't have to have a drink package. You don't have to eat in a specialty restaurant. You can get your cabin, come on board, eat in the buffet, the main dining room for all of your meals. You can drink the provided drinks or bring something on board yourself. Don't spend any money in the shops. Avoid the casino. And keep the cruise line from getting your money.
Yeah. James said, yes, NCL can't compare to Carnival on the sail away. Bob said, watched a sail away on Jubilee as she passed us in Galveston, and yes, they do party.
Yeah, we've seen it on a number of ships. If you're sailing on a different cruise line and one of those Carnival ships passes you, that's a Carnival ship passing you. The music's louder. You can hear the people partying on a sail away while you're on a different cruise ship.
Yeah.
They have a good time. We've had many good times.
Sheikah said, we just sailed Princess last month. The itinerary was great. The entertainment was not. We went to the cabin by 8 or 10 because there was not much to do.
That is a Princess demographic. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And we noticed that on our two Princess ships. You reach that certain point in the evening and whoop, kind of drops off.
Yeah.
But if you like a quiet, peaceful ship to explore all by yourself, Princess in the Evenings, you can get that.
Yes. Attila said it's not just Carnival either. Texas Cruiser said we usually are not on the Lido deck during sail away. I like to be in the pub or close to the bow. Nellie says, right, you can do everything that's included and not spend a thing.
Yeah.
That one cruise, I think our total when we got off the ship was like $15.
We've done it before just to try it, just out of utter curiosity, because I bring my own drinks on board because they just don't have what I want on the ship the majority of the time. Rarely do we go to a specialty restaurant unless it's something we really want to try. We're going to go to Wonderland on Harmony of the Seas, but Tiffany's been really looking forward to trying that since she found out about it a couple of years ago. Things like that. We've been known an occasion to hit the Johnny Rockets, get a little milkshake action. So, but yeah, you can definitely go and not spend a lot of money. It's not super required.
Carolyn said, last cruise, my final bill was under $100. Good luck, Carnival. I will not spend to stay in a certain status.
Me neither. I will pay to stay in a certain cabin.
Yes.
But I will not pay to stay in a certain status. I don't need to be diamond. I don't need to be platinum. I just need to go on a cruise. That's it.
Attila said, example, we like the spa, but instead of buying a pass for whole cruise, we just buy a day pass on board on a port day. It's cheaper. Wait for sales. Then James says, okay, Royal Cruisers, I paid $698 for the drink package with prepaid gratuities. Is that worth it?
Hopefully you got that at least through one of the emails that they sent you where they were offering you at least 35% off. I think the cheapest I saw the drink package for our cruise was $70 a day, $65 a day, something like that. Hopefully you bought it at least through an email. But that's for 8 days, so it's about $70 per package.
Yeah. Chica said, I won't either. Just Cody said monster.
Yes, sir. Every cruise.
Phyllis said if I had credit card points, then we could get a pass to spa for free if enough points, for example.
And I know where to get a monster in every cruise port I've ever been to and what color monster I can get. I am loyal to my drinking brands anyway. Maybe Monster needs a loyalty program. I still think they should sponsor the channel, but that's a whole other thing.
James said, yes, I will pay for a balcony all the time. Yes, that was with the 35% off. It said I save over $390.
Good. Well, you figure that's roughly 70 change a day, right? Give or take. It's 8 days. We'll call it $80 for even. Average alcoholic drink on a cruise ship's $12-13. And that's just for the alcohol. So you need to drink 6 or 7 alcoholic drinks or a couple of coffees, a couple of sodas. If you can drink more than that in a day every day, then yes, that's a good price, I would say. That's kind of how I look at the drink package. Will I drink enough to cover the daily cost? Will I exceed it? If I can exceed it, then it becomes a benefit. If I can't exceed it, then I won't get it.
Nellie said, James, the drink package is $591 right now on Harmony. But he had his gratuities included in that too.
Well, no, you're talking about the drink package gratuities.
Oh.
The ship gratuities are already taken care of.
Okay. Carolyn says, Chris, please post the monster search at ports for me.
I said, if I've been to the port, I know where to get it. Even itty bitty ports that have nothing in it, like Bimini, I know where to get a monster in Bimini.
There's one you can't.
Costa Maya.
You
can't get it in the port.
Right.
But you have to leave the port to get it.
Yes. That James, You can reprice your drink package anytime if the price goes lower. Just keep an eye on it. Just Cody says, I love my Monster. Ellie says, my Prime status makes it $4.55 for me on drink package. And Bob said, drinks are now 15. I was going to say, I thought they went up to 15, not 12. James and Nelly, that was right, but it had $106 in gratuities. Sheikah at Nelly, are you bragging? Just Cody, I always usually get free drinks, but drinking just isn't my thing.
Ours either, but I have seen Tiffany drink enough specialty coffees to make a drink package worth it. Mm-hmm. We had it on the Discovery Princess because we had Princess Plus, and so that included the drink package. And Tiffany got her drink package money from specialty coffees. I mean, she'd walk by. It was so bad that she pretty much would walk by, and the barista would just hand it out to her as she walked by. She didn't even stop and order it.
No, they knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
Lavender honey.
I mean, he would just see her coming and start making it. So it doesn't always have to be alcohol for you to get all of your benefit out of that particular drink package.
Nelly at Sheikah, you got me. I worked hard to get that status. Attila, doesn't Royal's drink package change often based on loyalty status or other things? It seems to bounce around. Carnival's is fixed price.
Royals does bounce around because you can get different percentages off. It can change from week to week. It's different from sailing to sailing. With Royal, you got to keep an eye on it for your particular sailing. And if it goes up, don't worry about it. If it goes down, you call and reprice it. You basically cancel it and pay the new price. Carnival's moves a lot, and Carnival doesn't care if you reprice to the new price. I don't know where they get the numbers from, but yeah, it's roller coastery over at Carnival. Royal.
Attila, the fun drink package on Royal changes based on what the sales are. Having lowest I've seen is 45% off. Sheikah at Nelly, brag away.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one. It wasn't for our sailing. It was only for a couple sailings, but they had it down to $51 a day on Royal Caribbean. Like I said, it was for select sailings, and it wasn't ours. But yeah, $51 a day. So Royal Caribbean moves all over the place with their drink package price.
Carolyn,
they're pretty wild.
Yeah. Carolyn at Cody, we take advantage of that coffee bar with our free drink package. Heck yeah. James said, my problem is I love margaritas and pina coladas.
That's fine, though. At $15 a drink, you get 6-7 of those over a day, or even just a few of those a day and mix it in with other stuff like that. Your drink package pays for what you would pay anyway. Just drink more than the daily amount and boom, profit. You drink it for free at that point.
Yes. Bob says, yes, Royal's price will change often and depending on your status. Just Cody, I do get a lot of pops, sodas, Mountain Dews.
Me too. I wish they would carry the Mountain Dew zero sugar, but that is my go-to.
Nelly says, my casino status is giving me 50% right now on drink package.
Good price. Definitely good price.
Let's see. Margaret, casino status does change pricing. True. I'm not a gambler, so it doesn't work for me. Attila at Nelly. So it's casino related. Yeah.
But I'll say this much too. Nelly does get great casino offers. He gets great casino prices. But I'm willing to bet that he's given the casino a lot of money in order to get those particular offers. It's not like you can go in there and drop $20 and they're like, cool, 50% off your drink package. That's not how that happened. No. There's been an exchange of funds prior to getting that 50% off.
Just Cody at Carolyn says, thanks, sister. I didn't know coffee was included. Absolutely it is. That's the only reason I get it.
Yep.
James says, yeah.
Now check your particular drink package. If you get a soda package, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
We're talking the ones that include alcohol. That's pretty much standard across the cruising industry. But yeah, your specialty coffees are included in that drink package. Smoothies. things like that. Milkshakes, if they have milkshakes on board. There's a lot, bottled water, sodas that are included in a drink package beyond alcohol.
James says, yeah, Nelly, but I'm not a big spender in the casino. Nelly says, I think Diamond and above can get a discount too. And then Carolyn, thank you very much for the coffee fund.
Thank you. Really appreciate that super sticker. Tiffany will put it to a good lavender honey something or another on our cruise.
Attila says, I'm an amateur in casino. I just feed the slot my money, win nothing, and leave empty pocketed. I am the same way.
I'm the same rank in the casino myself. I always say I'm one step away from just walking by, throwing money in the door, and just keep on going.
Nellie said, Chris, stop that. Haley just yelled out, yes, the money he spends.
I said the offers are great, but there's a price that was paid to get those offers.
Mm-hmm. Margaret at Nellie, Diamond Plus gets 30% and Pinnacle gets 40%, but they also both get free daily drinks, 5 Diamond plus 6 Pinnacle.
Yeah, now if I was shooting for a loyalty level, one that I actually wanted to achieve right now, I would want Royal Caribbean's because of those free drink coupons. Because the minimum amount that we drink, a couple of drink coupons for a cruise would be spectacular. Tiffany could have her specialty coffees. I could try a little 1 or 2 things here or there. We'd be happy all day.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of cruise lines are missing out on that perk that's so easy to give and probably cost them so much less than some other things. And I think would make so many people happy.
Yeah.
I mean, how happy would you be if you were enough that you could just go get a free coffee while you're on your cruise?
I'd be super happy.
See?
Because if I got to pay for it, I usually won't.
I mean, how excited were we when we were getting, we went, oh, look, they give us 50% off of something.
Mm-hmm.
Be all excited at 50%.
Well, then we stopped and asked the cashier, why? Why did you give us 50% off?
Oh, that's your loyalty gift. What? We get that? Best news we'd heard all that day.
Yeah. Margaret, I get 4 free drinks in the casino all day, so I don't need the drink package system.
You're going to keep bragging. I'm going to get Haley to yell at you again.
Just Cody, yes, the casino perks are definitely paid for.
Let's think about how much money you pumped in that casino to get those free drinks. Would it have been less expensive to simply get the drink package versus how much you had to give to the casino? And that was for Haley to hear.
James says, honestly, Chris, I did not think about the shakes and other drinks, so you are right. It's worth it. Just Cody says, as many cruises as I have been on, I'm still learning. We all are.
We all are, and that is why we are gathered here together on a Wednesday to share our information and all learn together.
Yeah. James says, oh, okay, I might have to try the casino more often. Sheikah said, I might just jump on Royal. It has been a long time since I cruised Royal. Carolyn says, we go out of our way to avoid walking through a casino. It will call my name.
I am occasionally drawn to the Buffalo game.
Yeah, the Buffaloes herd Chris.
I didn't say I didn't like the casino. I said I suck at the casino. There's a difference.
Bob says, Margaret, I was offered the drink package for $45 a day being Diamond. Nellie says, and on Royal, I don't have to gamble to get a drink. And Haley just yelled, yes.
It's our anti-bragging weapon.
Carolyn. Wow, Chris, I did not know that milkshakes were included. Not that my big butt needs one. You're on vacation. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, now just a disclaimer. It does vary by cruise line, can vary by ship. What is available? Always recommend check your specific cruise line. What is and is not included in your drink package. But for those that do have milkshakes, yeah, it's part of the drink package. So I just put that out there so someone doesn't come back next week and go, I went on this ship and you said, and that's not always true for every ship.
Margaret needs to go to dinner for the family. Have a great evening, everyone. Nellie says, aha. anti-bragging weapon. And Cheryl, I owe you a big apology. I was supposed to do the cooking video today, but I did not.
Here's true. Tiffany had to work overnight last night. Tiffany has actually been awake pretty close to 36 hours when we started this live video. I'm actually surprised she is awake. She got all the stuff to do it. We were prepared to do it. We were set up to do it. And then something came up at work. She had to work overnight. So she's a little thrown off today.
I'm a lot thrown off today.
So it is coming. We're going to try to squeeze it in. If we can get it squeezed in before Sunday, we will. If not, we'll definitely get it done. So it's there. Yeah. She's got the recipe. She's got the ideas. She's got the stuff. I know she looks good for being awake this long. This whole video would be different if our roles were reversed. It'd just be me like that. While Tiffany had to talk for the whole hour.
Yeah.
So, all right, Nellie, glad having you here. Oh, by the way, just one more thing, because we know Haley's probably still listening. Don't forget, brand new Disney ship coming to Galveston, 2027, 10% for deposits on Disney Cruise Lines. And they don't have casinos on board Disney cruise ships. All right.
Carolyn, I'm going to be doing creme brulee. Y'all convinced me to do it, so I'm going to be doing the creme brulee. Even went and bought the little torch today.
Yeah, she's got a torch. We're either going to have creme brulee or the fire department over. I'm not sure. So, but I think we're going to go ahead and also get ready to wrap this up. I know people got things to do, places to go, and don't want to hang out here with us all night long. I completely get that. But yes, there is going to be a creme brulee video coming up. We're going to keep our ear to the ground, see what else we hear about Carnival's reward program. Of course, we'll share that information. And I'm willing to bet we're going to have some good stuff for Saturday. Someone's going to pop a top, write a comment, and we're going to be there to have fun with that particular thing coming up this weekend.
Yes.
And we're going to get off of here, and we're going to let Tiffany go get some sleep.
Yes.
She's already said we have to go to bed early tonight. But I want to thank everybody for being here. I know there was a lot of reading tonight, a lot of slides and everything, but I want to make sure we're getting the most accurate information out there directly from Carnival Cruise Lines. We're not making it up. We're not clickbaiting. We're not doing any of that other junk we've been seeing on the internet recently. Everything we put up can be verified at carnival.com, at carnivalrewards.com. So we want to be straight up. Which is why I posted a straight video from Carnival Cruise Lines president Christine Duffy, straight from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
So we're not going to get accused of clickbaiting anything. So, but thank you everybody again. We really, really appreciate it. I said, you ready to go get some sleep?
Yes.
Just said night, Tiffany. All right. Thank you everybody. And like always,
we'll see you out on the high seas.
See you guys next week.